Day 9. The end is here for Donna's case. Can the defense come up with something other than bar mitzvah grandma as a defense? Well, the state is going to have closings, and they're going to be using Spider-Man and donuts to combat that. The defense begins arguing jury instructions, and at the end of it, the defense essentially doesn't want any lesser included crime, so the only thing the jury can choose is first-degree murder or not guilty. The judge denied the defense using the full calendars, but they are allowed to use them as a demonstrative. Defense says they found the law enforcement officer they made a big deal about yesterday, and there was nothing admissible. There's an approach and a break. The jury comes in, and there's stipulated fact that Patricia Byrd was not listed by current or previous defense counsel as a witness in this case, and the jury instructions are read out. State is up with closing arguments. She begins showing Dan Markel and talking about him, how his downfall was due to him maximizing time with his children. The defense brought witnesses to say his divorce wasn't contentious, but it was to Dan and Wendy, and it was contentious for this defendant. They called in witnesses also to say how big of a butt Dan was, and they brought in these awful lawyers that can't even admit divorces are emotionally charged. Dan was a pain in Wendy and Donna's butt because this was his life. He wasn't paper in a file. He was making it hard for this defendant to get her non-negotiable because it was also his, those two little boys. They show a photo of those involved in the conspiracy and then follow it up with the Spider-Man meme where Spider-Man is pointing at Spider-Man. The defendants all say the state's case is right except for me. So they're saying that everyone charged in this case, their defense has always been, you're right about everything except for me. They show the faces of all the people, all the different paths each one claimed in their trials went around them and how they were actually out of the loop. But they all got caught. And this time it is Donna Adelson's turn. The only victim in this case is Dan Markel. This is what he looked like before the defendants conspired to have a hitman kill him, and then they show what he looked like after. Obviously, YouTube doesn't see the photos. The police chased down the Prius and the motive. Dan's offense was that he didn't let his children be taken from him. He took offense to his children being told he was stupid. Donna was all about psychological warfare, and when that didn't work, Donna would do anything for a win. Defense tells you to ignore motive, but it can be important. The person who cared most about Wendy's divorce was Donna, who solicited Charlie. He didn't care about the divorce. He cared about jet skis and Donna. Donna micromanaged Wendy's life using Charlie to get into her head. Charlie was the problem solver, and Dan was Donna's biggest problem. Donna told her son, Rob, she planned for months to have Wendy leave Dan, and then gleefully told Rob that they told Dan that she left right before he gave his speech. Donna called Wendy a prisoner, and she should get a restraining order from Dan. Donna told Wendy to have the children convert to Christianity. A warning Donna's friend told you was just a foolish thing to say. The evidence shows these things are repeated and planned. Wendy even says it. Wendy calls it emotional subterfuge. Wendy admitted that if Dan allowed her to move, things might have been different. Donna wanted Dan to fly to be able to see his kids. Sound amicable, full of timeshares, as the defense describes. Wendy's lawyer says she has no knowledge of Donna's involvement in the divorce, but she absolutely was. The evidence shows it. Arguments from Donna to Wendy, then Wendy to lawyer. Response from the lawyer to Wendy, Wendy to Donna. The petitions in the divorce include Donna's arguments. Donna is pre-screening during this time new men for Wendy to date. Dan called out Wendy for hiding money and not following agreements. Maybe not the worst things the defense experts have seen, but it's pretty nasty. Defense lawyer said Dan's attempt for full control of the kids wouldn't work, but Dan Markel took this seriously. Donna took it seriously too. Donna told her friends she was working on filings for Wendy's divorce. Donna painted Dan as a self-important idiot. Dan complained Donna and Wendy wouldn't Skype. They had an agreement. They had it, and they violated it. Dan sent a personal email to Wendy admitting mistakes in the divorce. Wendy sent it to Donna, who explained how to use those words against him to manipulate him in the divorce. Wendy said she wouldn't have left Dan without her mom's support. Donna keeps saying the relocation is important even when the defense tries to claim it wasn't. Wendy was threatened with federal kidnapping charges for taking the children the way Donna had her do it. Donna sent Wendy every day for 4 years that Dan was out of town. Donna kept track. The hitmen knew they had to kill Dan that day because he was leaving town. Dan knew Donna was why the divorce was dragging on. Donna did know the relocation order was final. She knew she wouldn't get what she wanted through the legal system, and Donna said no relocation at the moment. Donna encourages Wendy to never, never, never give up and to make Dan miserable. Donna talks of the $1 million bribe and having the boys baptized. Control is the theme, and Donna says it often. They show examples. Donna tells Wendy to not give up on relocation and calls it a group effort. Defense tries to put these emails off to Harvey, but it's obvious Donna's the author. Donna suggests dressing her grandchildren in Hitler Youth uniforms to get her way. For Charlie, the death of Dan was worth it to shut up Donna. The evidence shows Donna kept Charlie in the loop. Donna told Wendy not to take settlement offers without Donna's approval. Fighting continued after the settlement, even though that isn't what the defense wants to say. They show Wendy dating Jeff and Charlie starting to date Katie. Halloween, Wendy tries to hold Dan in contempt. Wendy backs out of the contract to get a house. Charlie and Donna brag about convincing Wendy to back out, and Charlie asks Katie if she knows someone who would hurt someone. Charlie also sent Wendy a photo of himself with Katie. That was all Halloween. Dan is told by his kids Grandma calls him stupid for trying to take them away from her. Dan asks Wendy to handle it so the kids won't have to testify against their grandma. Defense says that wouldn't work. I've seen worse. Dan hadn't seen much worse than that. Dan had a big problem, and he wanted to take it up with the judge. Dan threatened Wendy's parental rights, and it was forwarded to Donna, and Donna responded, single word, wow. Are you to conclude nobody was fighting anymore? The state shows a lot more accusations and fighting that happened in the divorce, and Donna accused Dan of stalking Wendy and speaks of divorce drama. Donna wants Dan to have psychological testing. Donna wants Wendy's lawyer to give Dan grief. Donna keeps saying Wendy is stressed and calls, I believe it was a fucking asshole. Super amicable. Donna says to speak to Charlie, but erase the messages after getting it. So this is where Donna messaged Charlie. They need to speak, but delete the message. Why would Charlie need to delete it? Donna was the one with Harvey, not Charlie. According to Rob, there wasn't a birthday gift for Harvey at all, unless the murder was supposed to be the birthday gift. Donna doesn't say to delete the message mentioning the birthday. Just the one contacting her. Rob says there were no gifts at the party. Defense tries to claim the guests were the surprise, but they also at the same time tried to claim Harvey was sending the Evites. You can't have it both ways. My bullshit detector got me there. Charlie, Katie, and... oh, God. Charlie, Katie, and Wendy and Jeff had dinner. Katie talked of her ex having legal issues, and once in the hot tub, Charlie talked of knowing people on the wrong side of the tracks. Donna went ahead and signed for a condo, which is used by Wendy after Dan's murder. Dan sends more allegations about Donna. Dan wants the court to order no more contact with Donna without supervision. Donna refers to the grandchildren as her kids. Donna has invested her time into a fight against Dan, and Donna was losing. Wendy wouldn't comply, and Dan wouldn't take a bribe. There was the option to hire a hitman. Charlie joked about it and was actively seeking it since Halloween. Charlie, when seeking to have the murder done, would tell Katie it was stressing out his mom. Charlie had an envelope of the murder plan printed on a printer not connected to him, and he used gloves, and he put it in an envelope and gave it to Katie. Katie asked for travel money for the hitman, and Charlie gave it. Katie called Charlie after the hitmen were dropped off at a rental place. The hitman followed Dan in June using information that was also found in Donna's planner. They didn't get it done on the June trip. Charlie tells Donna he's still working on Dad's birthday gift. The damage to the TV didn't seem consistent with what kids would do. There's a note Donna made about possibly canceling Dad's birthday party. Rob said there was no reason he knew of that would happen, maybe cancel the party if the murder went through. Inappropriate timing. Wendy tells Rob to not tell the parents about Jeff, which got Rob to suggest Jeff as a possible suspect. But interestingly, the parents had met Jeff multiple times. Charlie was calling his mom when talking about the murder to Katie. Sigfredo called Harvey when trying to call Charlie out of anger. The Evite addressed the boys by Adelson before the murder. The Evite says hosted by Donna, but they claim Harvey sent it. There is even follow-up from Donna with the Evite people. While Wendy was at the condo Donna was renting, Dan confirms he'll be in town for the date of the murder. The schedule had already been decided, but she asked anyway just to make sure. Harvey and Donna both message Wendy minutes apart about TV repair. An alibi? Wendy told Jeff that Charlie was serious about hiring a hitman. This talk was 5 days before the murder. Donna texts Wendy about TV repair appointment for before 8 a.m. to noon. This is the TV Charlie bought because it was cheaper than a hitman used as an alibi for this murder. Donna uses TV as code for the murder during text multiple times. While Dan is texting Wendy, hitmen are following him. So, actively. Wendy is fighting about Dan picking up the boys, and then Wendy calls Charlie, and afterwards, Wendy tells Dan he can pick up the boys, but Dan was killed, so that didn't happen. They show the scene, and Dan dies in the hospital. The hitmen turn their phones back on after the murder and call Katie to get the money, which she gets from Charlie. Wendy goes to see the crime scene and knows it was at the residence she lived for years and where her children slept the night before, and she just leaves. She doesn't call Dan. She doesn't call the daycare to make sure the kids are okay. Wendy told police Donna hated Dan. Wendy suggested Charlie might do this. They show Donna saying to Charlie outside that she's outside his house. I guess we will learn that doesn't mean you're outside his house, according to the defense. Charlie responds 10 minutes, but I guess we'll also learn from the defense that it doesn't mean 10 minutes. Charlie answered the door when Katie arrived, and he had a gun in his hand and says his parents just left. Next day, Katie leaves with the money and divided it up. She put the money in the bank account, giving her the largest cash spike in her account, and they showed the vehicles purchased by the hitmen. Less than 48 hours later, Donna is taking the boys south. Relocation granted. The money given was wet, and Charlie said his mom physically washed the money. Rob got a call from Donna saying not to talk to the FBI. Rob told Donna he already did, and Donna responds, "You don't know anything anyway," and hung up. Dan's children didn't attend his funeral. Donna signed the kids up for football under Adelson when his last name was Markel. 1 month after their father was killed, a year later, the names got legally changed. They show the check to Katie, signed by Donna. Charlie could have written those checks. He had access to the account, but Donna did it. Defense claims Charlie told him to write the checks because it was his business, but half of those were written after it was sold to Harvey. At this point, the ex-judge tries to interrupt the state's closing argument, and the judge quickly says the jury can use their memory. Regardless of who owned it, they all had interest in the Adelson Institute and all had signing authority. Donna is controlling, and she would just write these checks with no questions asked. Charlie testified that he told his mother he was extorted. Now Charlie is dating June. She noticed his money is in $1,000 piles with staples. She noticed Donna ran the family, and they weren't interested in who killed Dan. Rob also noted the family's lack of interest in who killed Dan. When asked about what happened to Danny, Donna said, "I don't know and I don't care. It doesn't concern me." It's out of character for Donna to think that way. Donna got everything she wanted, and Donna kept paying for the murder. Then Donna gets the bump. The most human reaction would be to look at the paper you were handed, but nothing she did was normal after the bump. An innocent person would look at the paper, and she simply didn't. She didn't go to safety. Instead, Donna went to get her grandchildren and walked down with them the same street that she just had the bump on. Donna then called Charlie and never mentioned Dan. His picture is on the paper. What does she say on the wire? Direct evidence. They play Donna saying it's probably about both of them. Make anyone in that jury room who wants to acquit tell you that's not a confession. Donna won't send a picture of the flyer. Normal, nice old lady. Charlie asked for it. Why won't she send it? Charlie says to obviously not talk about things in the apartment. Obviously? Why is it obvious? This TV is about 5. Donna is the original code talker. And Charlie even responded, they want $5,000. He decoded it. No TV was mentioned by the operative in the bump. Normal people don't speak in code. TV is code for the murder throughout this case. The TV was the alibi. It was smashed and couldn't be repaired. Wendy went over to the crime scene and made no inquiries. The undercover mentioned an ex-girlfriend, and Charlie doesn't call his newest ex-girlfriend. He calls Katie, because that's the only one he did a murder with. When Charlie talked of going to the police, that isn't a good idea. Why not? Then Donna leaves the safety of her home to go 300 yards from where she was approached for the bump to go to a marina to talk to Charlie. Then Charlie went to a restaurant with Katie. Charlie tried to claim that Katie and the hitman killed Dan in the hopes it would be paid after. He had to explain his connection of his girlfriend to the hitman. She did it on her own. Normally, extortionists don't spend the night with you. You aren't going to inquire about them going to the pool. He testified, Charlie did, that he thought she wasn't part of it and was a victim too. All the money even going into her bank account, he believed was somehow going to the killers. Charlie said he talked to her about the $1 million bribe, so the killers killed Dan to get the money. Then Katie negotiated a layaway plan, and he gave the money to her. The issue is Charlie already agreed to put her on payroll before the alleged extortion. Donna signed those checks. Donna adopted that theory, and she told everyone that that's the truth after Charlie said it in his trial. Charlie told his best friend about the bump and the situation with Garcia, but not extortion. Others noticed Donna was changed after the bump. Donna thought Danny was haunting her from the grave. Charlie said to Katie, if they have evidence, we would already have gone to the airport. Why aren't we talking on the phone if we're the victims? If the cops are listening to your calls and you're the victims, talk about it. Charlie says he's going to start carrying a gun and might have to kill someone. If someone asks for money at his house, he'll shoot them. Well, didn't he claim that Katie did exactly that? Donna's saying this is the truth. The defense suggested Charlie or Wendy might be involved. Charlie's story is Donna was involved and know who did the killings, but they kept quiet. Now Donna wants to distance from that story when it doesn't work. And at this point, the cameras show Donna just doing this like eye motions, obviously staring at the ex-judge. And the ex-judge, when prompted, jumps up and interrupts the state, and the judge tells him to approach. Donna looks a little pleased. The jury is let out. The defense argues the state is suggesting they are unfairly shifting the burden for Donna to testify. The state says Donna has said these theories that are in evidence. These are Donna's theories. The state is allowed to argue, and there's a break, and the objection is overruled, and the state gets to continue. So basically, the defense was trying to argue you can't use Donna's own words she said in evidence against her because she's not testifying. Obviously, not the case. The bump is an actual example of how Donna would have acted with a blackmailer. It's the opposite of how they claim they would, though. Only $5,000 after paying so much? And now they resist. So they're going back to Charlie's theory. They're being extorted. Now $5,000 is the breaking point. Contacting multiple people on what to do. Donna downloads a recording app. Wasn't done when she said prior she was being extorted. Charlie threatens not see shit, and that the guy who did it better be killed. So for $5,000, you kill them after paying all that money so far? With the layaway story, this doesn't make sense. Charlie gives Katie instructions to give them money as charity, even though he doesn't know who they are. Charlie calls Donna that he gave relationship advice. Remember, one of the killers is Katie's boyfriend. Donna seems to understand the code. Donna doesn't think it's the police. Nobody wants to make that phone call, and they all lie about it. Conversations back up and down the train of communication. Charlie says he has a gift for Garcia, which according to Donna, the truth is Garcia was known to have killed Danny already and was extorting them. So Donna and Charlie get happy to be under investigation. When they decide the bump is law enforcement, they get happy. Why? Donna says she's out of the loop. So she knew there was a loop? Donna stops writing checks after this because she got spooked. Rob finds out the guys who killed Danny were caught. No response when he tells his mother. He tells her again. Donna says she has to go, and that is the last time Rob ever spoke to his mother. Now she wants a bit more about this Charlie story. So the trying to like lay out the timeline they're trying to suggest. In 2016, after hitmen were arrested, but before Katie's arrest, there was a text to Charlie, to Donna, that Charlie's lawyer is meeting with Garcia's lawyer. Why is Charlie's lawyer meeting with the extortionist? Charlie's lawyer runs into Katie, who was there to see Garcia's lawyer. Why is she doing that? Donna replies to Kate about Katie that she's pretty like all of his girlfriends. Remember, these are supposed to be extortionists. Charlie tries to create a fake coke dealer defense, which is interesting because Charlie's defense would mean, and he used at trial, would mean he already knew who the killer was. Why is he inventing new defenses? Why is he workshopping this? The extortion story actually wasn't invented until just before Charlie's trial. Charlie should be sleeping well after those taking his money are off the streets, and instead, Charlie and Donna were freaking out. Charlie called the bump blackmail, but at trial it was changed to extortion. It was changed that Donna and Charlie were extorted for years. Interesting, 7 days before Charlie's trial, Donna Googled the difference between blackmail and extortion. Blackmail would have been a bad word because it would have meant they had dirt on them, so it was changed. Donna doubles down on it. When she wrote the script for Drina to perjure herself, she wrote down Charlie's story in the script. Bird also said Donna said the word extort. The script was in Donna's handwriting. She's trying to buy witnesses. After the truth comes out, Donna says to Wendy, I didn't know anything about that. After the truth came out, in quotes, because this is Charlie's story, Donna says Wendy didn't know anything about it. Why wouldn't you mention that threat to Wendy and then have her move to the location the killers lived? Donna told Wendy, you know I'm next, but that won't happen. I will take care of that. Donna says Charlie protected his sister for years. Protected her from what? Extortion? Or is the protection the murder of Dan, and Donna is mad Wendy doesn't appreciate his sacrifice? Wendy didn't get charged. Charlie was convicted because the extortion defense didn't add up for him or Donna. Donna is guilty of first-degree murder even if she didn't pull the trigger. This is a largely circumstantial case, and the state gives an example of a kid covered in powdered donuts. This isn't entirely circumstantial, but don't get me wrong, she is covered in powdered donuts. Donna told Rob, you don't know anything anyway. That is direct evidence. To Charlie, after the article about Dan Markel's murder, it involves both of us. 44 checks to the killer signed by Donna. Donna had Dan's car info. She told Bird that she did it. Donna told Bird she did it. The script written by Donna to say things that weren't true. Donna speaks in code. Innocent people don't speak in code. Donna didn't want to speak in the apartment and didn't want to send a picture. Donna wouldn't mention Dan after the bump. Why not? She didn't go to the police. Nice, normal Jewish grandmother approached her on the street about a murder and an extortion attempt, and she didn't go to the police. After Charlie was guilty, Donna sent, quote, your brother protected you for years. Now you are not guilty. Your law lawyer took very good care of you. You can bury me in the dress I bought for Lincoln's bar mitzvah. She knows she's next. Emergency fast-track visa, one-way ticket to non-extradition country was a vacation? She Googled non-extradition countries and booked a trip for one that also stopped at another non-extradition countries. She told the fast-track visa people 30 days wasn't enough. 30 days would have been longer already than the bar mitzvah. Donna tells friends they need help. There's going to be an issue, but she can't discuss it over the phone. Why can't you talk about it on the phone? You're just going on vacation. Harvey left a note for Wendy on how to sell a gun. Donna made notes to have Charlie's lawyer tell Charlie where they were, but on his private line so it wouldn't be recorded. But this was just a vacation. Cancel disability insurance, but this is just a vacation. Expenses 2 years in advance for child support to be given to Wendy. Donna was arrested trying to board the flight. This was all set up in a way to try to protect them. Donna doesn't have to say a word or act a certain way to be found guilty, but she did it. She did that. Don't let the way she thought she would get away with this be the way she gets away with it. Render a verdict that does justice, find her guilty of first-degree murder, and we go on lunch break. Sorry about the coughs. I'm trying to get through it. There's still the defense. I have not watched the defense. Why not? I want to go into it fresh. I want to have that separate. And I am worried. I don't know. I'm worried it's going to be the ex-judge. I don't want to hear her. It was the ex-judge. She begins by insulting the jury, hoping they stay awake. The ex-judge begins by saying she's the only side that shared good qualities about Dan. She says the state made it an issue about how Dan acted. She claims there never was a bitter custody battle. They never fought over access to the children. There isn't a single time you can point to that ever relocation was an issue, and they wanted to take Dan Markel's children away from him. I put a note here. All right, I'll bite. Donna plotted to have Wendy leave the house with items and the kids while Dan was away at work. Donna gleefully told her son the story, including telling Dan about this while he was about to give a presentation to negatively infect him. Dan didn't know where his kids were for weeks, and Wendy was actually threatened with federal kidnapping charges. This case is basically just full of examples like this. Even the day of the murder, Dan and Wendy argued about the kids and who was going to be with them. Defense says you are ignoring the evidence if you say relocation and access to the children was an issue. She admits the jury was probably confused why much of the defense evidence they provided exists. I was confused by many of their witnesses. Made no sense. The state's case was broken because Garcia, one of the hitmen, cooperated with the state. The defense, for some reason at this time, admits there were issues with the kids and time with them and when they'll go to school. She just starts talking about that. She just completely contradicted her entire opening. I don't get it. But that's what she did. The most important to Dan were those little boys. Then Dan was shot, dying in his garage. The hitman who killed Dan. Katie said she didn't know Luis was involved, but phone records show otherwise. Katie can't tell the truth. Garcia said Wendy wanted her kids back. Charlie was the one with Katie. He didn't know Donna or Harvey, so the hitman didn't identify them. Relocation was done for a year, and that was the motive. There isn't an email that shows Donna was continuing to rampage about relocation. Wendy said it was done. Wendy and Charlie had not been honest with Donna. Wendy said she wanted relocation, but Wendy was telling her life coach she wanted to stay in Tallahassee. Donna thinks we need to fight for relocation, and that's why Donna is so upset. But didn't this defense just claim relocation wasn't an issue for Donna? She blames Wendy for the emails that Donna wrote about relocation. So it's Wendy's fault that Donna does these things. The evidence is all Wendy's fault. Donna was in the hallway because Wendy didn't want her in the courtroom because she didn't want relocation anymore. Donna suggested that is not what the defense witness said, by the way. The defense witness claimed that Wendy changed her mind and that Donna was in the hallway because she was going to be a witness, but the judge had already ruled against them, so Wendy went along with it. So they're going against their own witness here. Donna suggested crazy stuff to negotiate. Donna didn't know Wendy agreed to it with prejudice. State already showed evidence that Donna told her friend that she did actually know that. Donna is charged with murder for what she said in emails to support her daughter. Donna's conduct until he was murdered is in her book of emails. The defense then puts up a list of bad names Donna called Dan. She got murder charges for calling Danny a major fucker, and then she reads all the insulting names and says those names are why we're here. Donna has a lack of ability to stop herself from saying things. You mean other than all the times in evidence where she stops herself to use code and to further the conspiracy? If she said Charlie couldn't shut up, I would believe her, but Donna definitely could in some instances. No evidence Donna wanted him killed or was glad he was dead before he was killed. Defense said you only have what was said before his death. Other than the relocation issue that was dead before a year, he was killed. Yes, she mentioned the relocation issue being dead. Now they want to bring in the grandmother motion. Wendy said she never showed it to Donna or talked about it. Two other witnesses said the motion hadn't been sent to her. It said Donna called her stupid, and that put her over the edge. Not mentioning the rest of it or what Dan wanted to happen in the motion. The state of Florida is pointing to all these people, not Donna. We are distancing ourselves from Charlie Adelson, where Charlie isn't on trial. What Charlie did has nothing to do with Donna, except he's part of the conspiracy. Charlie admitted he gave money to be given to Katie. Now they claim Donna did it. They are saying that because Katie is saying it to go home or to be back with her children someday. Katie wants you to believe money was sitting in her closet and she didn't spend it, but Katie didn't count how much was paid either. Katie says the money was wet and Donna washed it. Luis didn't say it was wet. I thought he did. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought one of the hitmen said it was wet. Maybe that was the other one. Defense says they never said Harvey created the Evite. Wendy said she probably did it, and one of the state's experts said she didn't do it. Claims Wendy did it, and the Evite is actually a non-issue. Katie said Charlie would step out and talk to his mom during discussions of killing. Charlie is not a one-woman man. She doesn't know who Donna was talking to, but she wants out of prison. Argues Charlie was the owner of the Institute until 2020, but the state slide said 2015. Claims the state witness said it was until 2020. I don't think that was correct, but they continue. They talk about the planner and when Donna was doing things to flee the country. The notation said cancel disability insurance. Maybe that was Charlie's because he didn't need it anymore. State suggested party would be canceled if Danny was killed, but that's not proof. The present for a 70-year-old man is to have Dan killed. What? Charlie actually gave a caterer that cooked paella. State wants you to ignore their own witnesses. Rob Adelson is a doctor with little kids and hasn't spoken to his family many times or visited them. But Donna made all these comments. He has an axe to grind. He flew to the party and then left right after. So Rob doesn't know or care about his family, but simultaneously is willing to get on a plane, go to a party, and spend as much time as possible, even though he's busy. Right. I think his wife was pregnant at the time, too, so he didn't want to be away long. But there's nothing about Donna. Rob wasn't talking to his family. Rob doesn't have knowledge. They used Donna's estranged son to bury her. He's estranged because Donna stopped talking to him because he questioned the murder. Defense goes through jury instructions. What state thinks happened doesn't matter. You can only use the evidence until Dan is killed. Donna is a parent, not a killer. The state proved the hitman, Katie, Charlie, and Donna just wanted and Charlie and and Wendy wanted her kids back. There was nothing said about Donna. What was that about the kids? You just told them this wasn't about the kids or anything in the closing. And again, they're contradicting themselves. No witnesses connect Donna to the murder. Donna made sure Dan, of things for Dan to do in the settlement. Why is that there if Donna was going to have him killed? Because they were still trying to convince him. They offered Dan $1 million to relocate, would pay for plane tickets, and give them a Jewish school to attend. Relocation wasn't about taking the kids. That's not illegal. They bring up the grandmother motion. They call it that because they are prosecuting grandma. It was actually called For Husband's Counter Motion for Enforcement of MSA on Parenting Issues and Motion for Contempt and Sanctions. Well, yeah, maybe if it's called that, they're changing the name because that's a little long and doesn't say what it's actually about. Wendy wasn't doing videos and phone calls. State also said Donna was supposed to be doing those and wasn't. Wendy's violating the right of first refusal, which the state pointed out was leaving the kids with Donna, and other Wendy violations. The only complaint about Donna is she called him stupid, according to a 3- and 4-year-old. Also, Donna claimed he was taking the kids away from her. They were her sunshines and other things like that. There was more said. They just don't mention it here. Donna didn't know it was filed, and Dan wasn't trying to prevent unsupervised contact with Donna. Wasn't it that Donna was sent some of the contents but not the full motion? I might be getting that wrong again. It's been a long trial, but she was aware. Donna helped with Skype, and the kids were left with Donna for almost 2 weeks. Dan likes banana bread, so Donna made him a loaf. If she hates him and wants him dead, it is unbelievable that we're sitting here. The state says the client tried to set up an alibi for Wendy. Geek Squad asked if they could come sooner, and the answer from Harvey was yes. Wendy asked to call her mom after being told what happened to Dan. The state didn't enhance this call. You can hear Donna's reaction, and they play the call, and you can't hear shit. Can't hear shit. Even if you enhanced it, I don't think you'd be able to hear shit. It sounds like the old Peanuts cartoons, like the parrot, want, that. They talk of the road trip that Donna and Harvey took, and claims it took 11 years for the investigator to ride that route. It was testified to that they rode the route because the defense started questioning it when it wasn't in question before. They didn't calculate if Donna and Harvey stopped for a meal or gas after the terrible news. The state didn't have SunPass records for Donna. They can't put Donna's phone at Charlie's. Donna and Charlie's phones are never on the same tower. Yes, but we have Donna saying she's at his house and Charlie saying he's 10 minutes away. But the defense says that's just a theory, no evidence. Outside your house, according to the state, means outside the house. They have no proof putting her there. Yes, the defense is literally arguing that they can't prove outside the house means outside the house. So there's no code, but this is code. If Donna was at Charlie's house, why was she waiting outside if she had Charlie's door code to get in? I don't remember the state saying she didn't go in. Outside the house could mean many things. Then Charlie said 10 minutes away, 30 minutes later. If anyone on the jury was swayed by the defense, right here is where you know they're lying. They could have come up with many reasons for Donna to be there, but it's so damning that they're just like, well, just don't listen to your ears, don't use your eyes, ignore the facts in front of you. In front of the house does not mean in front of the house, but also no code is used. The state's witness said he's never been wrong on a suspect. The state built this path. Rob being called the son was a mistake by the defense because Rob is never around. The next mistake was calling Patricia Bird. She said an investigator offered her things, but got the skin color of the investigator wrong at first, and she also said Donna confessed. She got a chance to testify for a deal. It was stipulated Patricia Bird was never on the defense list for Donna, but she was going to testify for Donna. Now they have Drina. She already got help in her case, facing 15 years. She claims she had evidence that Donna is doing the same thing Patricia Bird said. Watch and see who shows up with paper and writing instruments in the video from the jail. Drina gave the notebook to Donna. Donna isn't on the defense witness list. What is the testimony after Danny was killed? They elicited testimony that 2 months after the murder, Charlie told Donna what he knows about the case. Charlie told Donna about the extortion, so Charlie gave them $138,000 in cash. Donna writes the checks for Charlie's business, tells Donna it will save his life. No checks were signed by Charlie because Donna signed all of them for the business. Donna was just doing her job. We don't know if Donna pushed back. Their evidence says Donna didn't know until 2 months after the murder. Donna said the truth is coming out because she believed her son. She didn't want him to die. She wrote a paycheck, not a murder. Talk of the bump. There were wiretaps on Charlie and Katie, not Donna. They went to where Donna is taking the kids to school, as if that's supposed to be a negative, right? They play the bump. Donna calls Charlie, not the police, because Charlie said, why did he do that? I didn't put the full note here. I think this is because of the extortion, right? The state wants you to think there's a code. She's responding to Charlie's instruction, trying to give him a hint without saying it on the phone. So now it's not codes, they're just hints. And hints aren't codes and should be considered differently. At this point, we take a break. There's a meeting with Charlie and Katie after the bump. She brings up the transcript. Charlie says he will keep Katie on and the checks will keep coming. Donna got the letter. The letter is threatening. Donna didn't pay. Donna gets a text. And finally, Donna calls the undercover. State claims people don't put things in their pocket without looking. They play Donna's call with a transcript. 5 times they try to get Donna to admit her involvement. Donna said, if you know, go to the police and get the reward. Donna, they claim, has fear in her voice. Her son told her he got extorted. That is what Donna's saying the two of us is about. No evidence Donna knew anything until Charlie told her after the murder. Donna told Charlie to bring cash. That isn't code, that's a hint. There's no proof Donna knew anything before. The jury instructions require she knew before and solicited. The only link is Charlie and as her son. This isn't cute. This isn't powdered sugar. Now you're getting why I still have the background. Talks of Vietnam visas. It says for multiple entries and for tourism. Donna just wanted to get away and clear her head. Donna and Harvey took almost nothing with him. They never looked in Donna's little safe. That's where she got the cash. We have evidence of Donna talking about literally moving piles of money around in a safe with Charlie. Claims the witness admits there is no evidence Donna was going to flee, just a trip. Donna wasn't arrested until after Charlie's trial. The agent was waiting in case there was a warrant before she left. They were trying to get a warrant and he was prepared. The warrant, there was no warrant until at the airport that Donna knows about, but they still call her the matriarch murderer who was fleeing the country, but they know she wasn't fleeing. They have thousands of phone calls, hundreds of thousands of emails. They have phone records that can place you for different locations. I don't understand that stuff. That's what the lawyer said. Not a good look to me. If you had proof about Donna, You should have had it before the handcuffs went on Donna. No words of her recorded saying she wanted Dan killed. Could she have wanted to? Maybe. Might she have done it? But there's no evidence against Donna. They admit there is no direct evidence at Donna, and now we have the state's rebuttal. It does not matter what Mrs. Fulford says, you all decide. I think outside your house means outside your house, but apparently it means something else to her. I think a very contentious divorce means a very contentious divorce, but they think it means an amicable divorce. You decide. If everything is not what it seems, a TV repairman appointment couldn't be an alibi because she said they could change it to earlier. But it wasn't changed, and it was the alibi. Saying TV wasn't code, it was a hint. A hint for what? It was a code. It involves the two of us. That doesn't mean the two of us, it means we're being extorted. One-way, non-extradition ticket to Vietnam isn't fleeing, it's a setup. Wendy didn't tell her mom she wanted to give up on relocation. Yes, she did. Look in the emails. Donna wasn't having it, and that's when she sent the unhinged email about dressing the grandkids up as Nazis. Never, never, never give up. The murder charge isn't based on Donna saying bad words. It's death by 1,000 cuts. It is powdered sugar. I'm sorry, there isn't a smoking gun. But she thought of that. She planned for it. She wanted to make sure we'd never get her, but she made mistakes. All exhibits are her mistakes. Look at the evidence. You decide. They show the various connection points and how no lane was picked. She's showing literally on screen the different stories the defense uses, like this person knew this person, no, it's this story, and how none of it matches up. They were extorted, or it's done behind your back. You can't charge Donna because Charlie went down. No, everyone's accountable. They claim Corbett said Donna didn't send the invite. To my recollection, it's the opposite. You use your own memory. The only complaint, Grandma said you're dumb. Grandma also said she hates you. Rob had an axe to grind. The witness said Charlie had the Institute until 2020. That wasn't my recollection. No SunPass records. You don't need them to know Donna was there. Katie said she was there. Donna's message says she was there. Why didn't Donna go in? She had the code. I don't know. Maybe she did go in. She was there, and I don't know why she said that. Grandma motion. Basically, the state's wording here is they disagree and say the words say something different. The extortion story doesn't make sense because they tried to come up with a drug dealer defense. Why would you need the drug dealer defense if you already have an extortion defense? She needs to come up with something because she paid for a murder. Approach with the judge by the state. Sanford and her back. Sanford said he never made a mistake. Not to my recollection. Donna didn't mention prior extortion after the bump. Why not say it happened again? Instead, she talks in code about a TV. Donna Googled blackmail versus extortion 7 days before Charlie's trial. She wouldn't do that if the extortion was real. There never was an extortion. Why would the lawyers for Charlie and Garcia be meeting? Donna said bring cash for dinner on the call. And she said it involves the two of us. This was all said before she knew it was made. Now, once she called the detective, they were sure that it was the law enforcement. She put on a good act. Defense said Donna cares more about others than herself. The problem is she decides what other people needs. Donna will justify any ends. Donna thought the boys would be better without Dan. Donna referenced the children not having a memory of life before 5 or 6. This nice, innocent grandmother says she can't believe the son is sad about the death of his father. Donna says she's never seen him sad. Donna can't take accountability for her actions. Your verdict must be based on evidence. Yes, she is a grandmother, and most murderers don't look like her, but your verdict must be based on the evidence. Donna wrote a script, and the defense didn't even mention the script. Donna tried to erase Dan, thinking it wouldn't affect the boys. She wrote the checks. Charlie could have written them. She wrote the script. There is only one truth. Render a verdict that does justice. Find her guilty, and the jury is sent out to deliberate. My thoughts. That was really bad by the defense. They contradicted themselves. They lied. If I'm on the jury, right, and I'm okay, state says this, defense says this, all I have to do is check the evidence. Oh, the defense lied every time. I don't think this will be a long verdict watch. Might be before this video is finished rendered. I think it'll be quick. I can't imagine she's found not guilty, especially with this defense. With different lawyers, maybe not. This defense, I can't see anything else. Thank you for watching. We wait for the verdict.